Okay, guys, we are about to talk about earnings for stocks, how to calculate earnings, how to tell what the earnings are about to be, and overall, when to tell when earnings are up and coming. There is a such thing as earnings season, what they call them. These happen quarterly, and you'll be able to see on your Webull investing platform, if you use Webull, what upcoming earnings there are on your calendar section. The calendar section here is a more recent update. This wasn't always up here forever, but on your calendar section, you'll be able to click and see what stocks have upcoming earnings, understand their EPSs, and their last projections. There's a few different things you need to understand about earnings, how they affect things, and how to look into things. By understanding these, you'll be able to best understand how to make those moves and best prepare yourself. Because as we know, things come in for their rounds of bullishness and they rounds of bearishness. If things are getting ready to come in for a round of bearishness, you may have some good earnings, but that's not going to stop a natural round of bearishness if that bullish pressure isn't strong enough. So let's dive deeper into it now by understanding that every single stock on every single industry, across every single market, has their earnings. Most stocks, the majority of stocks are wrecked. Okay. And what do I mean by this? I like to take you back into your top 52 weeks or top 3 month gainers. One thing to see and understand about all of these is that although they have ran for months, they all start out at the bottom. In the beginning of a stock's history, they really struggle to come in for revenues and strong balance sheets. You want to track your balance sheet on a stock. What we are looking at here now is the top 52 week gainers. These all have strong balance sheets. Notice here how some of them start off with bearish balance sheets because they weren't doing so good at first until they came in for quarters of bullishness. You'll watch a reversal come in. Earnings get better when debt to asset ratio goes in and they have actual profit coming. This comes down to knowing your company. If you don't know your company, you don't know what products they have, you don't know if they're a company of the future, it's going to be harder for you to understand if that is a decent company to be investing into. And you want even know to even think about if they have good upcoming earnings or bad earnings if they have bad balance sheets and you're not looking into their products. So one way you can always prepare yourself for next earnings to be coming out is by first off checking out their balance sheet, seeing things are bad. And here, these top 52 week gains are all great balance sheets. But I can take you to some here, like our 52-week lows. You'll be able to see these balance sheets. And these are very bearish balance sheets and things that have been going in for a downtrend. Welcome anybody joining in on the classroom. Green Ranger. We currently talking about earnings, how to calculate earnings, and how to read a balance sheet. What they mean, all the good stuff like that. So again, these stocks off the top gainers and runners and whatnot, the ones that are exploding, they often have been running for multiple weeks and multiple months and whatnot because they have good earnings and have strong incomes. If you are just joining us, we just spoke of how these stocks, when they're on a discount going to big sell-offs, they often have bad balance sheets, wrecked balance sheets, creating bad earnings. When a company comes out at first, they don't have much of anything going on. So companies that have better earnings are usually companies that have been out for a bit longer. They have had enough time to go on to their big sell-off and then start to recover from when people buy them up at the lows and start to get attention and look forward into them. You can look into your filings, okay? If you are looking into your filings, these will help you calculate what the next earnings are going to come because they'll come out with their reports. They actually come out with actual earnings reports. When you go open up the earnings reports, let me see. I can just see if I can find a quick random one. Let's go to Tesla or something like that real fast. Tesla. And when you're looking at their filings, you'll be able to see what their financial statements are looking like. You read their financial statements. This is a lot. Again, this is a very long read. So I'm not gonna read all this through you with you guys here in this one. We'll dive deeper into how to read balance sheets and filings in another one. But these are how you understand the earnings. This is how you understand what's next. They literally give you a filing telling you what everything about their costs, revenues, and losses are quarter per quarter, month per month, even from the last update to the new one. This is how they calculate earnings. Then, on top of reading their extra, extremely long 10K and 6K filings, those are the ones you want to be reading. You'll also be able to go and keep up to date with all of the news. If you see news coming out about, let's say this is Tesla, let's say Tesla just came out with news talking about how Tesla just sold 1 million cars, and they're getting all the money and whatnot. Well, we're not going to see that reflect on their balance sheets until the next upcoming earnings report, which comes out quarterly. They give annuals too, but like, you look on the annual, you want to be up to date with the quarterly, so you can know what's going on next. And again, if it's a bigger company like Tesla or a Mag 7, like look at Tesla, you go look at like NVDA and stuff like that, strong balance sheets in those big stocks that have always been running. What's Walmart ticker symbol? Let's see, Walmart, super strong balance sheets in those stocks that have always been running. That's only after they start to recover from those lows. You look at something like Hura, down to a big sell off, bad balance sheets. ACHR has good balance sheets. And notice the difference between a wrecked stock like AAL, and notice how AAL, the American Airlines, has been going on to nothing but a sell off since 2018. And you look on their balance sheets, very bad balance sheets, very bad financial forecasts, horrible income statements, and barely any cash flow, giving them the upcoming, currently right now, as far as we know, until they come out with a report saying that they just brought in the millions and billions off of giving their flights or selling the plane or whatever. They're going to be coming out with a bad earnings report. But that comes down to what the earnings are. So this comes down to you getting to the American Airlines 10K filing, taking y'all a couple hours to read through and break down their financial statements. And if these are coming out more positive per filing, they'll be coming in for a better earnings report. If they coming out more negative, then they coming out with a bad earnings report, and you'll be able to see what the change is from the last to the new. And we'll dive deeper into how to read these candidate files and balance sheets. It's gonna be that's gonna take like an hour long video, maybe even longer, to read through all of this and help you guys understand what every single thing on this is. But if you are gonna be understanding the earnings and being able to project and predict the upcoming earnings, well, you're about to go ahead and read through these filings for a couple hours, and you're gonna match these filings up with their last filings. All of this information you see, and you're gonna go back to your stock, and you're gonna go back to their last 10Ks and 8Ks, 6Ks and whatnot, and you're gonna compare it to their last one. If you want to project and predict their upcoming earnings, it takes a little bit of work. But if you are already in the cycle of following along with that stock, well, all you're doing now is just keeping up to when the next news comes out. And always check on your balance sheet. In this case, this is extremely bearish. This is American Airlines. Always, and we can example this one to ACHR, another flying thing, companies of the future. And this one hasn't been out for too long. Look at this. But they got beautiful balance sheets, indicating that this will be a stronger company of the future for longer term investments with upcoming positive earning reports in the future. And I'm Billy Banks. I'll see y'all in the next one there. Happy trade.